I still remember the way her blonde hair glowed in the sunlight filtering through the smoke, and how my hands bloody, shaking, burned barely managed to hold her weight as I stumbled out of the science building. That girl, Natalie Grant, daughter of the richest man in the state, unconscious in my arms. And the first thing I saw were the guns pointed at me. Security guards yelling commands I couldn't process, not because I didn't understand them, but because my lungs were on fire, my VY sound was doubled, and my body didn't know whether to drop her or collapse. Let me back up. My name's Elijah Cole. I was 13 when all this happened, a scholarship kid at Halbert Academy, one of those old money prep schools that tries real hard to look diverse in the brochures, but not so much in the lunchroom. My dad, Raymond, was head custodian there. Took the job after Mom died from ovarian cancer. We were broke. Her treatment wiped us out. Sold our house. Moved into a one-bedroom near the industrial district. Dad slept on the couch so I could have the room. He told me Halbert was our shot-me ticket to something better. And he was right. But what he didn't tell me was just how invisible you could feel in a place full of chandeliers and last names that came with buildings. I was always good at math. Not just good, obsessed. While other kids memorized TikTok dances, I was reading engineering manuals. I loved soul VYing things. But at Halbert, nobody cared about a janitor's kid who could out-calculate their legacy admits. I sat in the back, raised my hand, got passed over. Teachers mispronounced my name, if they said it at all. Group projects? Forget it. I did them alone. Lunchtime, I sat at the far table with a busted-up lunchbox while the rest clicked their metal trays together like they were clinking glasses. Then there was Natalie. Blonde, flawless, the kind of pretty that looked like it had its own PR team. She was in 6 of my classes over 2 years and never once looked my way. Not until the week before Founders Day. Halbert's Founders Day was their big show the day rich donors came with their checkbooks. The media showed up, and the school put its polished face forward. My dad and I had to work double shifts that week, setting up tents and chairs and making sure the building sparkled. The science building was the centerpiece that year. Natalie was presenting her project, There's Something About Structural Integrity Under Dynamic Loads. She was struggling with it. I knew because I overheard her cursing at a simulation one afternoon. I was in the next room, rewiring some extension cords. I couldn't help myself. I muttered an equation correction out loud, not realizing she could hear. She popped her head in. Did you just say something about acceleration differential? I froze. She looked genuinely curious, not mocking. That was new. She stepped in, still holding her laptop. You understand this stuff? I nodded. Yeah, you've got the damping ratio wrong. It's throwing off your load simulation. And just like that, we were working together. Quietly. After hours. She didn't want anyone to know, and I got it. A billionaire's daughter working with a janitor's son? Yeah, that would mess with the Halbert social order. But those nights in the lab, we actually talked. She asked about my mom. I asked what it was like living in a penthouse. She told me about pressure, how her dad expected perfection. I told her what it felt like to be smart and invisible. I thought maybe, just maybe, I'd found someone who saw me. The day of Founders Day, I noticed smoke first in the vents, then curling along the ceiling. I told Ms. Landry, the event coordinator. She brushed me off. It's just the HVAC adjusting, she said. But it wasn't. I could smell burning insulation. I tried again. Got told to get back to my assigned tasks. So I investigated myself. Found a utility closet near the lab wires sparking, fire crawling up the walls. Fire alarm. Disabled. Something about not disturbing the donors. I ran back, tried to warn them. Nobody listened. Then it spread. Panic hit the building. People screaming. Natalie was upstairs, in the lab, prepping her project. I knew she didn't know. I raced up, saw her and a few others trapped. Hallways blocked. Smoke thick. I broke down the side door. Told them to follow me. One of the guys, Tucker, I think, looked at me like I was the janitor, not a classmate. You sure about this? He said. Unless you want to roast. Yeah, I snapped. I led them through a maintenance corridor my dad had shown me. Halfway through, debris blocked our path. I moved it, burned my arm, kept going. A floor had caved in. I jumped it, then helped them across. Natalie slipped. I caught her. My shoulder nearly gave out, but I pulled her up. When she passed out from smoke, I carried her. Down 2 flights of warped stairs. Out the emergency exit. Right into the sights of armed guards. They screamed at me to drop her. I didn't. Paramedics rushed in and took her. Me? I got ignored. Sat on the curb, bleeding, coughing, while they filmed Natalie going into the ambulance. I saw her dad Logan Grant push through the crowd, all bluster and panic. He didn't even look at me. The next day, the media called her a miracle. An anonymous hero was mentioned, but no name, no mention of me. Then it got worse. Rumors started. Why was I in the building? Did I start the fire? Was I jealous? Did I try to hurt her? They suspended me, investigated me. My dad got fired for a violating protocol. We got doxxed. Had to unplug the phone. Our apartment got tagged with liar. And Natalie? She tried to reach out. Her messages never came through. Her father had her locked down tighter than Fort Knox. Didn't want her talking to the help. But then 2 weeks later she showed up at our door. Hoodie, hat, trembling. She had a flash drive. I got the emails, she said. The wiring was faulty. They knew. Your warning was ignored because it came from you. She had footage too reporting the smoke, administrators brushing me off. She'd hacked her dad's servers. Said he was covering it up to protect his contracts. We took it to a lawyer. Civil rights guy. Lit up like a Christmas tree when he saw the files. What followed was a storm. Depositions. Protests. Natalie testified against her father. I watched her stand up there and say, "He saved my life." And they tried to destroy him for it. Grant Technologies took a hit. Big one. Contracts pulled. Board members resigned. Halbert tried to play both sides, offered me my scholarship back. I declined. Went public instead. I said everything. My dad backed me. Natalie's mom did too. Turns out she'd been silent too long. The school got sued. Settled. A foundation was formed in my name to help marginalized students get legal help. We used the money to move, start fresh. Dad's working at a better school now. I'm headed to MIT this fall. Natalie and I weary friends. Real ones. Different lives, same truth. Systems don't change until you shove the truth in their face. Sometimes the kid they ignored becomes the kid they can't silence. So now I'll ask you, if you'd been in my shoes, would you have jumped? Would you have carried someone who never saw you before through fire? Would you have taken the hush money? Or made them hear you? Drop a comment. Speak your truth. Because silence never saved anyone. And maybe, just maybe, the next Cybil kid will know they're not alone.